Hey everybody, it's the Native Professor here. A few days ago, I ranked my 5 least comfortable pairs of heritage boots, and today we're doing the complimentary video and ranking my 5 most comfortable pairs from 5 to 1 being the most comfortable. So I'm starting off here with these. I consider these a pair of winter boots. These are 1,000 miles. They are a rough out leather from CF Stead. There's your lovely branding on the ankle of the boot, the shank, and you can tell they've been worn a good bit. A nice fellow the other day said, "Don't you use kilties?" And I'm like, no. Nope, I want my boots to bear the traces of my wear. Since I do wear these mostly in the winter, they have the wonderful Vibram sole, very stable, very sturdy. They are worn in snow a lot, and they don't get the kind of wear on the sole that they would if I was to wear them mainly on cement. So I do wear these on cement. One of the issues I have as far as the practicality of a boot like this is that these soles, it's one thing to let snow melt off of it, but it's another thing to get dog dirt off. And because we have several dogs now, we're up from 3 to 4. That's stuff. We call these dog dirt magnets. So I do use these a lot in the winter, and then I don't have that issue. It's just like get off the snow, let it melt. I just put it near, not like on, but right near a heat vent and on a towel, and they clean up really quickly. I probably should condition these. You can tell there's some areas here where the ice is kind of worn a little bit through the surface of the rough out, and obviously there's some, what happens is we'll get snow, and then it'll be, minus 10. Well, a couple days later, it might get up to 33, and the top of it will melt, and then it'll be 0 again, and it just forms this hard, crunchy layer. So that really chews up the welt. And so I need to get some edge dressing on these, which I'll probably do that before winter starts. But the point being that I do get a lot of use out of these, especially in the winter. They're really comfortable. So this is pair number 5, and I'm going to be honest, I had a little bit of it was a little tricky to decide which should be number 5 because there's several candidates, and I chose those because they really are go-to boots in the wear. I'm going to posit the next pair of Wolverine 1,000 miles that I have in line for you as number 4. You've probably seen these if you've been tuning into this channel. These are, got the cloth caught on here. These are the Pman leather. And if I'm in a hurry and I'm like, well, I gotta throw on some boots, which ones should I throw on? This is one of the pairs that I will hop to just right away. I'll take these traveling. They might be the only pair of boots that I wear, trip to see family in Atlanta or vacation in Montana or whatever. And you can just see how much wear. I mean, even you could see the imprints of the side of my foot, on this beautiful Pman leather. It's got a wonderful pull up to it. Look at that. Really love it. I love how they did the Wolverine 1,000 mile logo there in a little bit of a brown, darker. I'm not sure if that's ink or if it's might be burned in there for all I know. I'm frankly not sure. But these leathers, you can tell just even from the darker insides that they've been treated to a fair amount of sweat. The soles are really practical because this is your half sole. I do like having a flatter sole. Since we have a gravel driveway, there's just this potential to drag in all kinds of grit, and that's much easier with a sole like the one that I just showed you. So the flatter the sole, the easier it is for me to wipe off whatever gets on there. And you can see even the pock marks on the leather where I've, probably walked on curbs, rocks, what have you. Got a cat sneezing here in the background. And again, the tongue shows my love. This is my evidence of how well loved the boot is. The area in the front where the ankle bends just gets all chewed up. And to me, it's a token of my investment of effort, and you know, there's kind of a formula that you can use, like the price per wear. If I bought a pair of $300 boots and I've only worn them 3 times, that's $100 a wear. Now these boots, it's like $1 a wear, probably less than that, because I might have gotten them on sale. Wolverine has good sales. You can buy a $400 pair of boots for like $300, and you can just tell that because these are so comfortable, they get worn all the time, and I really love them. So we're going to go down to number 3. Number 3, again, not always easy to make these choices because, as I mentioned before, even though in the boot video about the uncomfortable boots, I mentioned that by nature, heritage boots are way more comfortable than any other shoes. So this is all relative, and I have, you know, 20 pairs of comfortable heritage boots, but there are a few that I gravitate toward regularly because I just can count on them being comfortable under any circumstance. And one of those is this gorgeous pair of Viola horse rump boots from Truman. As I understand it, this leather was tanned in Italy, and it is horse rump. So I am extremely fond of horse rump leather. I like the combined flexibility and toughness of the leather. Now, interestingly, it's looking really dark. I did condition these recently. In fact, I posted a video, and I think the conditioner did darken the leather a little bit. So that's understandable. That's what happens, you know, when you put new oils and waxes in the leather. And I looked up very carefully on the Truman website how to treat these boots in order to condition them. What I kind of like about these is, you know, you can tell the tongue is really warm, but it's not like just chewed through like another pair of boots I'm going to show you here shortly. This is such tough leather, but it's tough in a way that is elastic. So in contrast to the Aqua Rambler, which is a shrunken cowhide. In fact, somebody gave me a really detailed explanation about how that process unfolds recently in the comments. So thank you, subscriber who did that. This horse rump is just as tough, but it's just a little more elastic. I think it doesn't have the grain, you know. So I have zero problems with these boots, getting that comfort level out of them. Trying to see if I can get a little bit better light on them to show you the inside. I feel like it's just kind of a dark hole. There we go. And again, you can see evidence that, you know, I've sweated in these. I've really worn them a lot. I do not try to subject these to mowing the lawn. I don't want the grass stains on the purple. But other than that, you know, I use them for all kinds of things. This sole will just never wear out. It's your Vibram. And you can only really tell on the heel how much use I've gotten out of these boots. I've traveled with them. I wore these. They were my go-to boots when I was in Copenhagen last August. And when I travel, if I want to go to France next year, we'll see if that happens, I could see choosing these boots again because they're breathable and so sturdy, incredibly sturdy, more sturdy than, say, the Pmans that I think aren't going to last quite as long, although boy are they ever comfortable. So this is number 3. Let's see what is the second most comfortable pair of boots. For that, I have this black pair. I used to think that cap toes should be avoided because I thought the crease where I, you know, flex my foot at the ball might sort of hit where the seam is on the cap. And when I got these, I found, sorry about the dogs barking. Yeah, they're dogs. I discovered that I was wrong. So since then, I don't hesitate to buy cap toe boots. Partly, I mean, do I need the cap toe? You know, I'm not really logging or mining, right? But they look good, and it's nice to have the variety. But these are my whites, Main Street boots, the black. They're lined with, I think, calfskin. I'm not totally positive about that, but they do have a leather lining. So this is a black suede, a lined suede, and the comfort level of these is extraordinary. And I think part of it is the fit. When I first got a brown pair of these, and I thought, oh, this looks kind of, you know, like it's going to hit me in the Achilles tendon or something like that, and it doesn't. I think what it does is it just snugs your foot in there to have this shape on the heel. And then I have just a better surrounding sort of a protective ankle reinforcement here. It's just the fit around the ankle. Like, I don't even get rocks down in here. So it hugs my ankle snugly and securely, but also very comfortably. And I think partly just the leather of these, you know, this is clearly unstructured. I mean, if this is structured, I would be floored because, you know, look at that, right? So for me, this is ultimate comfort. And I wear these boots a lot when I have to do anything that's music band, looking sharp, you know, and I wear them so much that I'm like, they're starting to get kind of faded. I might have to try to condition this suede too. So, and again, you can tell from the tongue, you can tell from the sole. Yeah, I've worn these micro studs down all the way to the level of the sole. That's how much use these have gotten. But I can't recommend whites highly enough. I only have the 2 pairs. My son recently got a pair of whites Oxfords, and we'll probably do a video about those when he's here over Christmas, but he's just so thrilled to have them. And I only have the Main Street, so I'd like to get a pair of Shermans at some point. Kind of reminds me at some point I want to try Oak Street as well. But extraordinary comfort. So as far as comfort goes, you know, there are other criteria, and I'll probably do some videos on things like hard wearing and stuff like that. But for now, we're just looking at comfort, and I don't know if you'll be surprised or not at my most comfortable pair of boots. But here they are in their tattered shape, partly because they're so broken in. But these are my Hawthorne Muleskinner Iron Rangers, and you can tell just looking at those. These were the ones where the one commentator was like, "Oh, you need kilties," and I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, you know, it's comfortable, right? It's the kiltie would make it less comfortable. So I prize comfort. I had my hips replaced a while back, and I feel lucky that I can walk at all. But the fact that I can walk 10 miles over the course of the day because I have these comfortable boots is just a thrill. I mean, it's so empowering, you know? I don't have to worry. My feet are protected. My whole body is protected because I have this substantial sole going on here and this really sturdy construction. But I've got this gorgeous leather up top. I did condition these recently, even though it doesn't look like it. But they've been through the mill. Now, I use these a lot for mowing the lawn. And that's probably the most strenuous thing that I do because we have ditches and our yard's almost an acre and I do it on foot. So these boots have probably had as much sweat in them as all my other pairs of boots combined. You can tell how dark it is in there, but they, you know, that kind of affects the leather too. It's like part of me is like in this leather, and these boots are part of me when I have them on, you know. The comfort level is extreme, and part of it is because of how broken in they are. But the reason that they are broken in as much as they are is because of how much I love them. And I love wearing them because I think they really make a bold statement just by the, you know, you almost feel like you could have found these in the antique store or something like that. You know, they have that much of a patina on them. And I just love that. And I'm kind of glad that even though I did wash, like literally saddle soap them, I did a video about it and conditioned them very recently, they still are preserving this old-timey look. So I love these boots with passion, and they are my #1 most comfortable boots. So I'd be really curious if you want to chime in, if you have experience with boots that maybe I haven't mentioned here. Like, I don't know if you've got some Vibergs or you've got some Indonesian boots or, you know, some Trickers, whatever. It'd be really interesting to have you share your story and let us know which boots give you maximum comfort. And I think we can all agree to celebrate the fact that heritage boots are uniquely comfortable, and that's probably a good note to end on. So y'all have a wonderful day. See you soon. Bye.